Today I will show you my life as a father. I will leave now home at 2.5. I will get one of my kids from school. I will then go with him to Ericeira, that it's 50 kilometers more or less, to get my oldest kid from school, bring him back to Lisbon, leave him on my parents so that they can take him to his football practice, because then I need to come back again home, grab my youngest child from school also, going with my two youngest kids to a meeting in a school, and then coming back home. So I will do around 150, 175 kilometers with XPeng in a mix of highway and urban and city roads. So this is going to be tough. So probably I will not be able to drive slowly, relaxed and stuff like that. I will have to do what a normal in-stress parent needs to do, and I will show you then how the car will behave. So I will give you more details about the consumption, how the car is behaving in each of the segments that I will do, and finalizing then when I reach home later tonight, just to celebrate my wife's birthday.
Let's go.
So I'm just cooling off the car a little bit because for some reason it starts to be summer again. That's why this loud noise. It's 29 degrees outside, so I just turn on maximum cooling here so that the car gets a little bit cooler and we can start our ride. So guys, we are starting now the trip. I will not be able to have the accumulated data for the full trip because, as you know, XPeng doesn't have a trip A or trip B consumption measurement. It is always based on since start or the last about 2.5, 20 and 100 kilometers. So I cannot set a trip A to check the amount of kilometers and have that information. So I have already proposed that to XPeng, but still no luck on that. So I will have to record each segment of my trip individually, and then we can try to make the math around that at the end of the video, just to check the total consumption of the car for this full trip. That, as I said, it will be a mix on city, urban and highway driving. And today now it's 2:30 in the afternoon. It's 30 degrees outside. I am driving in sport mode. So the first one, it's going to be a very short one because it's all city and it's just going to get my kid from school. We are already arriving, so 3 something kilometers for these. So I am already arriving, okay? So I will stop over there, but I need to wait for my kid because it's still too soon. So guys, end of segment 1. We made 3.2 kilometers and we have a consumption of 4.8. 3.2 kilometers and an average consumption of 4.8 kilowatt per 100 kilometers. So I will leave the car and go back so that the scene start for the second segment can get to 0 and we start measuring then the second segment of this trip. Hi guys, so we are starting the segment 2. So I'm still not sure if we are going to be able to do this via urban or not. So I need to be there at 4. So let me check. So if I go by, yeah, I will be there 33 minutes. So it's more than enough, but let me try to do it. Let's do this fast without motorways. So 54 minutes. So yeah, I can do this. So let's do with this way here. Okay, so we are going to take urban roads on this trip now. So we have the consumption already at 0. So we have made 1 kilometer for this new trip. So since start it's there, and we are going to start now. So I'm gonna follow this route that the system is giving me. It says that we will arrive at 3:50. So around 51 minutes, because we are going to take urban roads for this second segment. So let's see what happens now. And then we will return back from Ericeira on highway, and we will then record also that segment, and we will then have in a single day, in a single ride, we will have different types of roads, different types of driving styles, because I will be on tight schedules in some of the segments. So let's see how this is, and I will show you everything as usual. So guys, we have reached 10 kilometers, so 10 and a half already, and currently the consumption is around 15 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. Usually when I do these roads, it's a little bit lower, the consumption, but I am in fact driving a little bit faster. Hi guys, just to give you a quick update, we are still in the second segment of this trip today, to make the parent role here, that it's taking kids to and out of activities, and also some meetings with professors, new schools, stuff like that. So this second segment is urban drive, around 50 kilometers. We are at the 20 kilometers mark, and currently for this segment only, we have a consumption of 10.4. So before it was 15 on the 10 kilometers mark, and now on the 20, it's 10.6. We are continuing to do this urban drive for the second segment of my parent role. Hi guys, just to give you the final feedback on this second segment. So I am at 5 kilometers away from the destination, and currently we have made 37 kilometers on this second segment, and we have a consumption of 12.2, 12.3 now. So it is more or less what I usually get in this type of weather. So 25 degrees now here on Ericeira. Ericeira is always a little bit colder than in Lisbon. I just arrived. Let me just update you guys, and then I will call my kids so that he can come back. So we have stopped 42 kilometers, so 41.9, 42 kilometers, and we have a consumption of 12.5. So as you can see, 41.9 kilometers made, and we have an average consumption of 12.5. This was the consumption. So as you can see on the bottom bar, 42 kilometers, and this was the consumption of these 42 kilometers. Again, urban drive. It's now 3:48. So it is more or less what I was expecting to arrive. So we are in the plan. So guys, we are about to start trip 3, segment 3 of this day. And we have already set up the consumption to since start again, so 0 again. So we have accumulated already 45.1 kilometers from the beginning of this trip. And now from what I see here, we have a 52.5 kilometers, so 41 minutes over highway to do. And as I said, I expect a little bit higher consumption. But let's see what happens here. So I will update you in a couple of minutes. So guys, we had to make a small detour here in Ericeira, just to take a friend of my son here to a place. And now we are returning back to our planned trip. And we are in a couple of minutes to enter in the highway and do then the remaining kilometers for this third segment of our trip. And I will update you then when we are in the middle, more or less, just to give you some indication of the consumption of the car. We currently have 7 kilometers, but still here inside Ericeira. So 7 kilometers and 12 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers made, but it's still consumption of city. On the highway, I will have to speed up a little bit so that I can match the planned trip because of this detour also. So probably we will have a higher consumption. So, but I will let you know, guys. So guys, here we are at the middle of the third segment, and we have made already 28 more or less kilometers, and we have currently a consumption of 16.6 for this section, and we still have around 25 kilometers to go, and we will reach at the my limit of time, so 4:45. I hope that we don't get a lot of traffic entering in Lisbon, so that we manage to do all these that we have still to do. So as I said, I will then arrive to Lisbon. I'll leave my kid with my parents, and that they will take him to the practice, soccer practice. And then I will return back to Odivelas to catch my youngest daughter that is still on the school. And then I will have to decide then what to do. If I will take them with me or if they will stay at home. And then I will go to the school to have the meeting, then getting the cake and getting back home to see if we can have dinner. So guys, we are ending the segment 3. So we are already in the city in Lisbon. We have made 51.5 kilometers and we have a consumption of 15.7, so very low. I was expecting much higher because of the speed that I had on the highway, but for some reason it is low, so it's okay for me. So we are ending this third segment, so 1 kilometer to go, and we will probably reach at the limit, as I said, so 4:45. It's going to be around that time. Okay guys, so we just arrived, 53 kilometers, an average consumption of 15.6. I will exit the car and get in again so that we resume back this to 0. So as I said, 53 kilometers on the third trip, sorry, with a consumption of 15.6, as you can see. So totally for now 98.2. So let's resume back now for segment 4 and 5, and I will get back to you guys. So guys, we are going to start now segment 4. Let me put here the address. So I will go home now, not really home, but it's the closest. So we have 26 minutes. Oh, it's going to be tough.
Turn left onto Avenida Santa Joana
Let's see.
Princesa.
And we have the counter at 0, as you can see. So let's start. Now it's going to be city again. But we need to do it fast. But in city Lisbon at this time of the day, it's going to be traffic jams for sure. So let's see, because it's 17 kilometers, 25 minutes. Let's see what we can do, because we are going to arrive at 5:14. I need to take my kid from school and then go back again to the other school. So guys, we are 4 kilometers away from the final destination of this segment. And we currently have made 13 kilometers and we have a consumption of 15.4, a little bit higher, but I am in fact driving a little bit more, I would say aggressive, because it's not only the accelerations that are higher, but also because of that, I am not using as much as possible the regeneration. So I'm braking because, I don't know, I'm feeling a little bit more stressed out because of the time constraints that we have. And I am not doing an efficient driving. And it's also important to say that sometimes it's not the type of roads that we use and drive, but also the way that we do it. So exactly the same route that I do so many times with lower consumption is now, well, I cannot say that 15 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers is a high consumption. It is not, but for this weather, it's now 33 degrees outside, so it's even hotter outside. For this type of weather conditions, usually I do this route with 12 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers, and currently I have 15.7 already. Now it's normal to raise a bit because I am going up. But that's it. So guys, just to give you this notice that sometimes it's not the type of road. So I will do in this 20, it's not going to be 20, so 14 now, we have 2. So around 16 kilometers, I will do more on consumption than I did on 50 kilometers on highway, on the average, of course. So it is what it is. So guys, I'm sorry, but due to the fact that I was a little bit stressed, I didn't took the final image, but I made a screenshot of the screen. And as you can see, we made on this segment 17.1 kilometers with a consumption of 16.4 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. So sorry again, and let's continue. So guys, here we are starting segment, I don't know. The next one, so I have already reset this. I am going now for the meeting. I choose to left my kids at home because that way they are entertained with their stuff. I will do now the trip with Waze. So I will change now to Google, to Android Auto and Waze for the trip because as I am already in a hurry, and I don't want to be late to this meeting, I will then use Waze to have the best route possible considering the traffic. But I'm just showing you guys that we have already since start at 0. And we are going to start now the trip. So let me go to Waze here. Let me change to Android Auto here. And I have already the trip planned, and we are going now on Android Auto. So we are already here close to the place. And let's see if we manage to get somewhere to park the car. You see that I still have a room in front of me, so I will stop here. Let me show you then how it ended before going to the meeting. So 3.5 kilometers, 16 kilowatt hour in this very quick ride.
So guys, unfortunately, the meeting ended up very, very late. When the meeting ended, I was already very late to get the cake for the birthday of my wife. So I didn't have time to set up the cameras and record the last segment. That was very short, so it was more or less the same that you saw twice in this video. So for the segment 1 and the segment 5 that was coming from home and to the school of my kid. So it was around 4 and something kilometers. So I did record then when I arrived. So but I don't have that there. So you have to take my word for that. And so let me show you already the final segments and the final information for the trips that I made so on the segments, so that you can see the final end of the consumption of the car for these mixed roads and mixed driving modes that I did. And then I will do a very quick conclusion for you guys. So guys, here it is. So as you can see on the segment 1, we did 3.20 kilometers with an average consumption of 4.8. So the consumption, real consumption was very, very low. So not even half of a kilowatt. Then on segment 2, that it was the urban drive when we went to Ericeira on urban areas. We made an average consumption of 12.5 for these 41.9 kilometers. So we had a consumption of 5.24 kilowatts. Then we came back from Ericeira to my parents' house via a highway. So we made 53 kilometers with a consumption of 15.6. So we consumed 8.27 kilowatts. Then we went back from my parents' house to my house, or better, to get my youngest one from school. So we did 17.10 kilometers with an average consumption of 16.40. So this was a mix of city and urban areas. So we consumed 2.8 kilowatts. And then we went back to the school of my kids and get back. So segment 5 and 6, that is 3.5 kilometers, 16 kilowatts of average, and 4.10 kilometers and 17.10. So I was really in a hurry on this last bit, and it's climbing, so it's normal to have a higher consumption. So in total, we sum the consumption, the real consumption, and we get here 17.72 kilowatts consumed in these mix of trips segments, and the kilometers were 122.80. So we have an average consumption of 14.43 on this ride. So guys, again, this was just so I do believe that it's a low consumption for the type of drives that I did, and if I was relaxed doing this, I would even achieve lower numbers, especially on these last 3 segments that I was a little bit more in a hurry. I would be able to reach lower consumptions even. So this is it, guys. This was the idea of this video, so that you could see what it is one day in my life, just going and getting my kids and taking them to places and staying there and doing meetings and stuff like that. But the main idea was not my life. It was how the car behaves, how the car can perform in different situations. So when I am in a hurry, when I am slowly and relaxed, and doing all this stuff. And you can see that at the end, we made all these. We were able to accomplish everything, and we made 122 kilometers, almost 123. And we have a consumption, an average consumption of 14.4. So I do believe that it's a very good consumption for these mixed situations. So it's even below the WLTP rating. So I am very glad with that. So guys, this is it. Thank you very much again for being here to watching my videos. And I just ask you guys to leave your comments, leave your like, subscribe to the channel. You know that this will help, of course, the channel and YouTube algorithm. And if you do like this type of content, consider supporting the channel also. So guys, thank you very much again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.